Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you a video that has been requested by a lot of subscribers for quite some time, and that is an insight into my journey as a trader. If you're new to my channel, my name is Emily and I've been trading the financial markets for around about 5 years now. I originally started trading stocks. Since then I've moved to trading Forex, which I'm going to go into in this video. Alongside that, I also look after my little one who is 1.5, and as I'm recording this, I'm currently expecting my second child as well. So very busy balancing mum life with trader life. But I really enjoy sharing my journey with you guys here on YouTube, as well as some tips and tricks and software reviews, anything that I think will help you with your own journey as a trader. If you like the sound of that, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel below and don't forget to hit that like button. And let's get into the main content. So I've got a few questions I'm going to go through. I've been asked over the years by you guys. I'm going to try to keep it fairly quick and moving so that the video doesn't go on too long. So first of all, I have been asked what my background is prior to trading. So I originally started trading back in 2018. Before I got into trading, I was working full-time for a few years where I managed a business. Now it wasn't my own business and I managed to fall into quite an amazing opportunity in itself. What started off as an administration style job turned into a one-on-one mentorship with the managing director of the company, where I learned so much about business. It was an amazing experience. Alongside that, I was also going to college and ticking the academic boxes, but they didn't really compare to the hands-on practical experience I was receiving, as well as the one-on-one mentorship from the CEO, who was also an accountant, and prior to that was a financial director of some pretty large companies. So needless to say, I gained a lot of really valuable experience, which really helped to shape my mindset when it comes to money and finance. At the time, the goal of that business as well was dealing with online sales. So I learned a lot about passive income, about making money simply from the computer. And it sparked this passion and this love of mine of basically generating that income for myself from the computer, where I didn't need to go anywhere and I didn't need to answer to anybody. All I needed was a computer, a solid internet connection, and my own capabilities. Now, there was a lot going on at the time and circumstances and all of that life throws at you, and as a result, at the time, this was back in 2017, me and my husband were actually going through a conversion project of our own. So we decided to do something wacky and we brought a school bus, a 30-seater school bus that we converted into a livable camper van. Now we actually moved into this and lived and travelled in the van for a few years. At the time, we just had the bug for going travelling, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to go travelling and we wanted to make money on the road. So alongside my full-time job and doing the conversion project, I was also learning and developing ideas about how to make money online for myself. In the summer of 2017, we actually moved onto the bus, and at the time we quit our jobs and just dived straight into this new lifestyle of travelling and making money on the road. And this leads me on to how I actually got started trading. So I originally got started trading the American stock market. It was back in 2018 and I had been thinking about it for some time. I had the seed planted to me by a couple of family members. So my brother at the time had already been trading Forex for quite a few years and he was telling me to look into that. And my father-in-law as well had recently enrolled onto a course by Ross Warrior Trading, where he was learning how to trade the American stock market. So they planted these seeds in my head and I went away and I did what probably you guys are doing now, and I looked through YouTube and I looked through the internet and I looked for answers, because at the time I had no knowledge at all when it came to trading. I didn't know anything about it. I thought that it was just some rich man's game. It wasn't accessible to me. It hadn't been in my life. So I was a complete newbie. I had no foundational knowledge. I didn't even know what I needed to learn. So I entered into this huge learning curve. Now, naturally, because my father-in-law had enrolled Warrior Trading, I was also leaning towards that direction because I didn't really know anything else at the time. So I decided to enroll onto a free webinar by Ross from Warrior Trading. I learned a little bit more about their company. I learned a little bit more about the course they were offering, and his marketing worked on me. I got really hooked and I decided to enroll and join Warrior Trading as a student myself. And I joined their 1-year program, which gave me access to all of their courses. So I had access to their starter course, I had access to their small caps course, their large caps course, so that's learning how to day trade, the small capital businesses and the large capital ones like Amazon and Apple. I also had access to their swing trading stocks course, and they had some other little courses that covered various other markets, including cryptocurrency, futures, and options. As you can imagine, it was an incredibly busy year for me. But at the time, I dived completely into it. I got absolutely hooked, and at the time I was focusing on wanting to day trade the small caps market because I believed that you could make a lot of money with not much money, and I didn't have that much money to play with at the time. So I did all of this whilst living on the bus, which helped because our overheads were very low. It meant that I didn't need to make a lot of money to cover my living costs, which meant that I could really dive into being a student. And so I spent the year building those key foundational knowledge when it came to trading. I learned about technical analysis, risk management, trading psychology, and I learned about the strategies that Ross was teaching. Little did I know as the year went by that it also had quite a limiting part to it, which I felt, especially being based here in the UK. Now, I did go into detail on this in a separate video, so I will include a link above if you want to find out some more about that specifically. Moving on in time, a year later, I hadn't actually got the results I was looking for from my trading with Warrior Trading. I hadn't made lots of money. I thought I would go into it and make thousands and thousands, and it just did not happen for me. So at the end of 2019, we had a lot of changes going on in our life, and we moved from the bus and we moved back into a property temporarily on land before we then decided to buy a boat, a narrowboat. As we were going for this process, this life change, I took a few months off from trading and decided to just reflect on my experience so far. Alongside that, we bought this narrowboat that pretty much needed converting again, so we lived in it whilst we were converting it. And we managed to make it a really lovely, comfortable home to live in. This kind of took us into the start of COVID, and alongside that series of events was when I looked into the Forex market. I decided to listen to my brother, who had been trading for years, and that together with my experience of trading the American stock market and experiencing the problems and the setbacks that I had, I felt that I needed a change. I was definitely still committed to trading, but I just needed to find the right market and the right strategy for me to help me to make money based on my lifestyle. So I decided to switch to trading the Forex market. Again, if you want some more insights on the specifics of why I switched from stocks to Forex, I have created a specific video that answers that question, and I'll include that above. So I started trading the Forex market. I was balancing that with my lifestyle of continuing to travel, but this time it was about 5 miles an hour if we were lucky by boat along the canalways of England, and also learning more about the Forex markets. This is when I started to explore some mentorships. So to begin with, because I had a little bit of a negative experience with Warrior Trading, I wanted to try to learn what I could on my own. And I learned a lot of free information about Forex, especially from certain websites, including babypips.com. If you are a beginner in the Forex markets, it's definitely a good place to start. I then learned about a few different mentorships that were available, but I was also very cautious. I didn't want to get sucked into another course that wouldn't give me the results I was looking for. However, I decided to take a gamble and joined the RoxFX Academy, who was a mentor based in the UK, and I thought maybe he could help me out. Now, I only joined the program for a month to get a taste of his material and a taste of his mentorship, which for me was pretty much non-existent. I didn't get any one-on-one feedback from him or any kind of messages or anything that made me feel valued, so I decided to just not stick around. However, his course material did provide useful to some extent. It just built on my existing knowledge, confirmed a few things, it talked about some techniques, reading market structure in a different way that I hadn't looked at before, so it wasn't a total loss. Now, another question I get asked a lot is, why do I switch from day trading to swing trading? Well, in July of 2021, after a year of trading Forex, learning more about the Forex market and the different pairs and different styles of trading, I then found out that I was pregnant. I was expecting my first child. And this caused another knock-on effect where we decided to sell the boat and finally move back into a house and get set up ready to start our family. Now, with that going on, as you can imagine, I was going through a lot of personal changes and experiences, a lot of anticipation for this complete change that was going to take me from maiden to mother. And from that, I decided that day trading was probably going to prove quite tricky because I was going to have a baby to look after. So I thought that to prepare for that, I would be better learning and practicing a bit more about swing trading. My idea was that I would be able to swing trade around my baby. So ideally when my baby was asleep, that's when I could trade. I thought that it would be a more manageable approach to trading. Now, again, I didn't really know where to start. I'd learned some different techniques and some strategies, but you've got to have a really strong trading plan, as I'm sure if you're watching this, you understand. If you want success as a trader, you've got to have a solid trading plan. And I just felt like I needed some guidance again. And so alongside this, I had a couple of subscribers who were recommending a company to me that they were with. It's not really a company, it's actually just one guy who's been trading for over 30 years, and it's called The Story of Price. So I decided to give him a go. What I loved about Story of Price is he actually seemed to care about my experience as a trader. I was receiving one-on-one messages, I was sending him chart images, he was giving me feedback, he was giving me homework, and I felt like I was progressing. He also gave me access to a huge library of content for learning his style of trading, which is trading using pure price action. So as I was going through the process of learning and practicing swing trading using the Story of Price techniques and methods alongside growing a baby, I found that I was actually getting really consistent and I was getting into a really good flow with my trading. Now, as you can imagine, February 2022 came, that's when my baby was born, and once again it threw me into another whirlwind spin in regards to my trading, because suddenly I was a mother and I had a baby to look after and prioritize. And I found that I didn't have a lot of time for trading, and then I was struggling because I was trying to trade and trying to force trading, and as you can imagine, it didn't end well. So my strategy and my approach to trading was quite choppy for some time, whilst I was finding a balance between motherhood and trading. Swing trading around my baby didn't quite work out the way that I thought it would. However, as the year progressed on, I continued to trade and I continued to learn. As we do as traders, it's a journey, it's about growth and it's about adaptability, and I continue to grow and adapt to my lifestyle and my needs with trading. And I stumbled upon Inner Circle Trader. Now, Inner Circle Trader is another mentorship program, but it is free and it's available on YouTube. So I encourage you to check him out if you've not come across it already. He utilizes smart money concepts in his trading. And what I liked about this, although the approach was taking me back into a day trading mindset, it was giving me a really strong structure for a trading plan. And I found that I was gaining some consistency again. I also found that it was kind of drawing everything I've learned from the different avenues. It brought in the day trading knowledge that I gained from warrior trading together with price action concepts I gained from Forex FX, and also the foundations and market structure and the techniques I learned from the Story of Price. So it was really nice to bring everything together for me, but then also to simplify that and apply it to my trading situation. Going back to basics really helped me out, focusing on a small window of time for trading, focusing on only a small selection of pairs to trade. So as it stands, my current strategy is based around the New York opening session. So I wait until 1:30. It's pretty much the same as the timings that I use for warrior trading, and I really like that. I like to have that structure for my day. And it gives me the morning off. It means I don't have to think about trading. I can just concentrate on being a mum. And it gives me a time to work towards for trading. And then it also gives me time to close my chart down and walk away. And it might not work for you guys. If you're watching this video now, you might prefer a different method. But for me, I feel like I finally found the timing that works for me with my trading. It's also a very simple strategy and it's about repetition, and it has been providing me some amazing results. I'll try to share some future videos that go more in depth on the strategy, but it's using a combination of everything I've learned over the years and all my experience. But trading, as always, is about growth, and I will continue to grow and develop and get better, and I'm super excited for the journey to continue. If you've been watching my challenge, you'll also know that I have been sharing a lot of my experience trading with the prop firm, the 5%ers. If you don't know what a prop firm is, check out my video that explains it all. I'll include a link below and above. But the 5%ers have a couple of programs available whereby if you pass their challenge, you get access to trade in their company account and you take a share of the profits. Now recently, I have been having a go at their instant funding account where I've been having a go with my swing trading strategy, but given the chopping and the changing, it just didn't work out in the end. However, present day, I am considering retrying their program. I haven't decided yet whether to try the instant funding or the high stakes, but I'm certainly going to have a go with my day trading strategy because it's been working really well. My live account's looking really good. But like a lot of traders, I'm struggling with the lack of capital to really start to make some momentum. I know that over the years it's going to compound and I'm going to make some money, but naturally we want to make as much money as we can, and that's why prop firms can be a really good choice. So I'm going to continue with my path with the 5%ers, and I'll try and share that with you. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. Meanwhile, if you are in the same situation, you don't have a lot of capital to trade, but you want to make some money, maybe the 5%ers can help you out too. You should check them out. I've got a link in the description below. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is, what would I have done differently? And it's quite a difficult question to answer because I only know what I would have done differently from the mistakes that I've made. But if it helps you to avoid making the same mistakes that I did, then here it is. I think from the start with trading, the focus should be to craft and create a trading plan, a simple focus with trading that suits your lifestyle, and stick to it. Where I feel that I would have done differently is I know that jumping around, changing my strategy and changing my approach to trading has not helped me to move forward as quickly as I may have done if I had just stuck with one path. As you can see from this video, I changed markets, I've changed the timings from day trading to swing trading, and I've changed pairs. I've changed a lot of components in that plan, which means that I may have learned a lot about those different components, but it hasn't actually pushed me forward as quickly as I would like. If you're in a place now where you're wanting to make money as a trader, especially if you are a beginner and you're not quite sure where to go, just ask yourself, what can you give to trading? How much time can you give? When are you free in the day? Are you free in the day, or can you only really trade at night? If you can create a window of opportunity for you to trade that can help you to pinpoint what style of trading will suit you, whether it's day trading, scalping, or swing trading. It's also good to decide on your market, and better yet, decide on one currency pair to focus on so that you can really learn about it and really connect with it. It'll really help you to craft your trading plan and stick with it. Take it from me, I jumped around different styles of trading, different markets, different time frames, but a lot of it is just distraction and it takes time. Another question that I get asked is, do you have any regrets? And regret is a strong word. I try to live my life with no regrets, and anything that I may have done differently, I look at more like lessons. But if we're going to use the R word, then I don't think that warrior trading was the best course of action for me at the beginning. But as a complete beginner with no knowledge, I didn't really know any better at the time. However, warrior trading cost me a lot of money to actually take the course, which probably would have been better in a trading account. Plus, there's so much free information out there available on the internet. At the time, I felt like I didn't know what source of information to trust, and I wanted to just have it given to me on a plate in a course. But looking back, I can see now that there are plenty of avenues to go down to find some free information. There's loads on YouTube and there's loads of sites as well. And it's so easy, especially when you're trading the Forex market, to go and create a free demo account with a broker and practice for free. And that's what I would have done differently. That's what I regret to some extent, is I spent a lot of money at the beginning that I probably could have saved, learning about things that didn't really matter anyway. Another regret of mine is not starting trading Forex sooner, because the Forex market is so accessible. It's accessible worldwide. It runs 24/7, so you're bound to find a time that suits you. And it's so easy to open an account with a broker, open a free demo and practice, so you can get started trading Forex without needing any upfront capital. What is my biggest challenge with trading? Well, as you can probably tell, it has been to just focus on one approach with my trading, focusing on one routine. Now I can accept that this is the journey life goes sometimes. Life isn't always a steady course, and for me, over the last 5 years whilst I've been trading, I've moved about 4 times, and I've had my first child, I'm expecting my second child, I've had a lot of stuff going on, and naturally, trading has to change and adapt if your lifestyle changes as well. But that's definitely been a challenge for me. I think that I would have reached consistency a lot sooner if I had just focused on one path with my trading. And finally, to wrap up this video that I think is stretching on quite long now, I want to share with you my top 3 tips that I've learned on my journey over the last 5 years trading. Tip number 1, super important, not to be underestimated, is to manage risk. Learn as much as you can about risk management and learn how to manage your risk. Learn the best amount for you to risk per trade, whether that's 1 or 2%, maybe less if you're more comfortable with that, but stick to that until you can actually prove you are consistent. Manage your risk by trading in a demo using fake paper money. And there are loads of other elements to managing risk as well, so definitely dive into and learn as much as you can about that. It will help you out in the long run. My second tip is to create a solid trading plan that utilizes time and price. So know when you are going to trade and know what you are going to trade. If you can highlight as much information as possible in your trading plan to really refine what you are looking for in the markets, what pair, what time, what style, what strategy, and just have one. Try not to do everything. Don't decide to be a trend continuation and a reversal trader. Just focus on one, really nail it, really know how to identify your edge. And my third tip is to develop a trading mindset. Having a solid mindset for trading is crucial, especially for long-term success. Because once you get all the theory down and you build your experience from practice, trading is very much about psychology. It's about having the courage and the consistency emotionally to continue as a trader. Now, there can be a lot of different components to creating a trader's mindset, and it varies on different people as well. But look into trading motivation. Utilize a healthy lifestyle, work out, meditate if that is right for you, or go for walks, whatever brings you relaxation and helps you to connect with your center that's going to benefit you as a trader. But I hope that you've enjoyed this video and insight into my journey in the last 5 years as a trader. If you have, let me know by hitting that like button below the video, and be sure to leave any comments, any questions that you have about the video in the comments below. And I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.